Public Works to order on Monday, February 5th, 2024. Item number 1, call meeting to order. Item 2, approval of minutes of January 15th, 2024 Board of Public Works meeting. Do you have a motion?
I'll second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Item 3, citizens' comments. Do we have any citizens' comments? Citizens' comments? Citizens' comments, third time, and there are none. So item 4, discussion on the vacation of the right-of-way at Bradford Court on Resolution 2024-03, presented by Tom Turchi, Director of Public Works.
Okay, the developers of Roxy Properties LLC have requested that the city vacate a portion of Bradford Court as shown on the attached map. Upon the vacation of Bradford Court, the developer intends to provide a new certified survey map in anticipation of a new housing development. The street vacation process includes a draft resolution presented to the Common Council, which is referred to the Plan Commission for a recommendation. Once the Plan Commission makes a recommendation, a public hearing is held at the Council and a final action is taken on the resolution. A draft copy of Resolution 2024-03 is attached. The specific process required for the vacation of municipal right-of-way is noted below. Board of Public Works is considering it tonight on February 5th. The draft resolution is referred to the Common Council and then to the Plan Commission on the 13th of February. Then we start publishing public hearing notices on the 1st. The Plan Commission will be making a recommendation on March 5th. And then public hearing notice is advertised on the 8th and the 15th of March. And finally, the public hearing and the council action to the resolution takes place on March 26th. So therefore, I'd recommend that Resolution 2024-03 be referred to the council, then the Plan Commission for a recommendation.
I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 2024-03.
Get a second? Motion and a second. All in favor?
Well, I've got a question,
Okay.
if you don't mind. One, thanks, Tom, for the process, outlining the process. That's informative. I'm curious about why it would go to the council and then the Plan Commission. Usually I'm thinking Plan Commission before council, but what is it about street vacancies that vacation?
I actually had to look this up because I'd never done one before, and the council actually would refer it to the Plan Commission for a Plan Commission's recommendation. The Plan Commission actually would manage kind of the street right-of-ways, so therefore there's a process there that for their master street plan. So basically the council takes a look at it and determines whether or not to move on from that point.
And then the action of the Plan Commission comes back to the council?
Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And one other question, when it's all said and done, does that vacated property then become the owner, the property of the developer?
Well, that's the interesting thing. There's a les pines that has to be filed as part of this process, which I'll be letting our city, if this passes tonight and goes to the council, I'll be letting the city attorney be aware of the process that's moving forward with that. What it does is it basically releases it to the adjacent property that dedicated in the first place. So there could be an issue where somebody could challenge saying, hey, this is actually my property that I should get it back. But that's part of the process in going through this with vacating right away.
Oh, good, thank you.
I have a question on that too, if you could tell me. What is the purpose of doing this? Are they changing the drive in there, or I guess I'm a little confused.
Yeah, the proposal that we've seen at this point is just to have that cul-de-sac bulb at the very edge of the property so that it allows more property to be developed behind that.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions? Okay. Vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Item 6, preliminary resolutions for special assessments for 2024 projects, presented by Josh Moritz, City Engineer. What was that vacation word again? Discussion on vacation of a portion of Veterans Parkway frontage road on Resolution 2024-04 presented by Tom Turchi, Director of Public Works.
All right, the developers of Marwood Real Estate LLC have requested the city vacate a portion of Veterans Parkway frontage road as shown on the attached map. Upon the vacation of this portion of Veterans Parkway frontage road, the developer intends to utilize this extra space for future development. There are utilities that are existing underneath this location, and the street vacation process would include the draft resolution, which is presented to the Common Council and then to the Plan Commission for a recommendation. Once the Plan Commission makes their recommendation, a public hearing is held by the council and final action is taken on the resolution. And I have included a draft copy of Resolution 2024-04 as attached. With this resolution, we are maintaining all rights to existing and future utilities in that corridor where that property sits. This is typically what we've done when we do have utilities or potential utilities in that area. Again, this will be the timeline is the same as the previous timeline where the Board of Public Works looks at it tonight. The Common Council will refer to the Plan Commission on the 13th, public hearing notice on March 1st. Then the Plan Commission makes a recommendation on March 5th, and then it's published 2 more times, the 8th and the 15th of March. And then finally, again, on the 26th, a public hearing is held. The Common Council takes action on that resolution. Therefore, I'd recommend that Resolution 2000-2404 be referred to the Common Council, then the Plan Commission for a recommendation.
Thank you. Motion?
I'll make a motion to refer 2024-04 to the council.
Second. Motion and a second. Any discussion? All right. Please vote. If you're in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Oh, I get to go to the preliminary resolution for special assessments for 2024 projects presented by Josh Moritz, City Engineer.
And there's 3 resolutions in your packet.
As your mic.
There are 3 resolutions in your packet tonight. I'd like you to approve. Ultimately, they call out our intent to levy special assessments on our reconstruction project this summer. Resolution 2024-05 is for the 14th Street reconstruction project from Maple Avenue to Vine Avenue. The items we were planning to assess for include the asphalt street paving, concrete curb and gutter, concrete driveway aprons, concrete sidewalk, sanitary, storm and water service laterals, excavation, grading, and materials necessary to construct a municipal street. The boundary for that assessment district is all property fronting or abutting 14th Street from a distance 125 feet west of the west line of Maple Avenue to and including its intersection with Vine Avenue. So I'm looking for an approval of Resolution 2024-05.
Entertain a motion.
I'll move to approve.
Have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments?
I do. I didn't see it stated, but it's still a third. Is that how we're?
Yeah, for residential, yes.
And sanitary sewer, that is also assessed. It's not. It doesn't go to the user.
The replacement of the main is not assessed, but the replacement of sewer laterals is.
Thank you.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Resolution 2024-06 is very similar, but for a different set of projects. I'll highlight the projects. These are asphalt street projects that include pulverizing the roadway or milling the surface off and repaving them. Sometimes we'll be doing underground work such as sewer laterals and driveway approaches. So the streets on this resolution include Lincoln Avenue from Airport Road to 14th Street. There's an alley between Chestnut Avenue and Central Avenue that runs from Daggy to Edison Street. Ash Avenue from 3rd Street to 2nd Street. Emmanuel Court, Locust Avenue, 13th Street to 11th Street. and 11th Street from Adams Avenue to Locust Avenue, Luther Court, Palmetto Avenue from Blodgett Street to Daggy Street, 12th Street from Chestnut Avenue to Central Avenue, 15th Street from Peach Avenue to Palmetto Avenue, 6th Street from Maple Avenue to Cedar Avenue, 12th Street from Adams Avenue to Locust Avenue, and Galvin Avenue from 4th Street to 375 feet north to the existing concrete pavement. I handed out a map a little bit earlier to help you visualize where these streets are, but the items we'd be assessing on these projects, like I said, are the asphalt, pulverizing or milling, the paving, the driveway entrances, driveway culverts, and any sewer, storm, or water service laterals. So I'm looking for an approval of resolution 2024-06.
Thank you. Entertain a motion to approve. You have a motion? A second. Any questions or comments?
One real quick, assessing for asphalt paving, that began when?
2006. Basically, in 2006, the Board of Public Works made a recommendation for the ditch streets to be assessed because originally the ditch streets were going to be converted to concrete, curb and gutter, and sidewalk. And at that point, it was determined that there was not enough in the budget to do that type of work anymore.
Okay, thank you.
I have an additional question. Do these include any of the, I know neighborhoods sometimes get to vote on whether they want curb and gutter or not?
We don't have the funding to do that. For a typical mill in place project, we're spending about $110 a linear foot for the rehabilitation for that project. If we convert to curb and gutter, what happens is that changes that cost to over $450 a linear foot. So basically doesn't fit into the capital improvement program, nor does it fit into our overall budget at this time.
Okay, thank you. We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
One more preliminary special resolution 2024-07 is for a different series of projects. These are all related to sanitary sewer replacements, not so much the street reconstruction. So the projects identified are Chestnut Avenue between Depot Street to Blodgett Street, Depot Street from Chestnut to Central Avenue, Maple Avenue from Central Avenue to 16th Street, and then 1002, 1008 West 8th Street, and also 3219 South Cherry Avenue. So the work that we would assess on these is related to their sewer service laterals, water service laterals, possibly driveway aprons, and possibly sidewalk.
Okay, thank you. Make a motion or accept a motion to approve.
So I'll move to approve.
A second. Motion and a second. Any questions or comments? Okay. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say nay. Motion passes. Next would be item 7, proposed street name change at North Beach Avenue to North Beach Court, presented by Josh Martz, city engineer.
So this is something that we kind of just came across a few weeks ago when County Highway E was rebuilt and kind of rerouted near the Walmart intersection. Some of the street names that were changed, and it left a short cul-de-sac of Beach Avenue that just gets real confusing in that area. So we're looking to rename what's now considered Peach Avenue. It ends in a cul-de-sac. So North Beach Avenue was realigned in 2000. This realignment left a short segment of Peach Avenue in place that now intersects with the realigned Peach Avenue at the north end and terminates with a cul-de-sac at the south end. However, this segment still exists with the name Peach Avenue. So to clarify this situation, which will help ensure timely and accurate emergency response and navigation, it's proposed that the North Peach Avenue cul-de-sac south of Peach Avenue be renamed North Beach Court. Once approved, the affected properties will be notified of their new addresses. The segment currently includes 3 addresses that are in part of the 1900 and 2000 blocks. The attached map makes it much more clear what we're trying to accomplish. So the recommendation is to North Beach Avenue from the cul-de-sac north of Central Avenue to its intersection with North Beach Avenue be renamed North Beach Court. I further recommend Resolution 2024-08 be referred to the Common Council for their.
Thank you. I'll entertain a motion. First motion. A second. Any questions or comments?
I think you guys missed your opportunity. It could be Lois Lane right there.
All right, with no questions or other comments, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 8, approval of bidding and construction schedule for the tertiary filtration and biosolids improvements, presented by Tom Turchi, Director of Public Works.
All right, yeah, I get that one wrong every once in a while too. So wastewater treatment plant facilities plan was completed and recently approved by the DNR, which includes a plan to meet the current phosphorus compliance date of September 30th, 2025. Substantial completion of construction is being targeted for August of 2025 to allow time for startup and testing. Strand has completed the final design of the proposed phosphorus improvements. Following this work, the Board of Public Works approved task order 2401 on January 2nd, 2024 to bid and manage the construction of the tertiary filter and biosolids improvements. Construction is anticipated to take over 12 months and requires the project to be bid during the first quarter of 2024. The latest cost estimate for the proposed improvements is approximately $11 million. Proposed funding is a combination of wastewater utility reserves and a clean water fund loan. In the past month, the city of Marshfield was notified that we received a partial loan forgiveness in the amount of $3.1 million under the current provisions of the Clean Water Loan Fund. The deadline aligns well with our schedule for final design and bidding to meet the WPDES compliance date. The project plan and specifications were just approved by DNR on January 25th, 2024. This project requires a Class 2 notice for advertising, which means we have to advertise in the official local paper 2 times. The project will utilize Quest CDN, a website for advertising to follow-up questions and addendums and electronic bidding. The city of Marshfield has been using Quest CDN for project bidding for nearly a decade. It works amazingly well. First, our advertisements for bids is seen by all contractors, subcontractors, and material suppliers who have identified interest in these types of construction contract. The prospective bidders then have the opportunity to review the plans and specifications in more detail to determine if it's in their forte. So what we're looking at, pre-qualification being due on February 13th at 10 a.m., pre-bid meeting on February 14th, having pre-qualification approved by the Board of Public Works on February 16th, which is our next scheduled meeting. Electronic bids are due at 10 a.m. on March 12th. Then we'll be reviewing the bids and proposing the award for contract on March 18th to the Board of Public Works. And then on the 26th, the council will affirm the action of the board and the contract, and construction should begin in June of 2024. In September of 2025, construction should be complete and final completion of DNR compliance is submitted. Please note that the date may need to be adjusted a little bit depending if there are delays in equipment procurement. So therefore, I'd recommend approval of the bidding and construction schedule for the tertiary filtration and biosolids improvements.
Thank you, Tom. That will entertain a motion to approve. Have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments?
How many contractors do you think would go after a project this size?
It's going to be interesting because I think the last time I looked, I was on the Quest CDN website. You can see who's looking at plans. I saw at least 3 that were looking at it, but that was early on, as we're just in the advertising stage. But I would say that we'd probably have at least 5 to 6 that would look at this size of a contract.
All right. Any other questions or comments? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item 10, sale of ash logs and firewood, presented by Tom Turchi, Director of Public Works. Did it again. Approval of bidding and construction schedule for the Communications Department relocation project, presented by Tom Turchi, Director of Public Works.
Enclosed with this memo is a relocation of the Communications Department into the basement of City Hall Plaza, or City Hall. The project will involve the addition of a studio and 2 offices in the basement of City Hall as shown in the plans that are attached. We are anticipating the following schedule for bidding of this project. We want to start advertising for the bid on February 15th. Bids would be due on February 29th, and then we'd award the low bid on March 4th, with council approval on March 12th. Due to the size of this contract, it will only require a Class 1 notice for advertising, which means we only need to notify once in the paper. Therefore, I'd recommend approval of the plans and bidding and construction schedule for the Communications Department relocation project.
Thank you, Tim. I'll entertain a motion to approve.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments? None seen. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Motion carries. Now we'll go to number 10. Sale of ash logs and firewood, presented by Tom Turchi, Director of Public Works.
All right, this is more for information. In the past, we advertised the logs for sale that we cut down in Brain Park. This is a 3rd year of a 5-year project to manage the ash trees within Brain Park. The ash logs and bids are due to City Hall on February 19th, 2024, and then we'll read the bids immediately thereafter. What we've done in the past is that we award everyone bids on, there's 26 different sets of logs that will bid on. The highest bidder in each of those individual sections will win their set of logs with the high bid. So it could go to, last year we had 3 different bidders and it went to 3 different sections who did 3 different ways. So it basically is balancing to get the most money that we can. Last year, the total received by the city for the bid was $6,477. And we didn't feel that it was necessary to really bring it back to the Board of Public Works for approval because we're looking to try to get these logs removed from the park as soon as possible. Therefore, we just letting you know that we're going to award these to the highest bidder for each of the individual locations. Are there any questions on the logs for sale?
What do you do with the money?
Goes in the general fund.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. We'll entertain a motion to approve.
There's no action.
None?
Just for information.
Okay. Item 11, recommended items for future agendas. I don't see any, so entertain the adjournment.
I'll move to adjourn.
All in favor?
Aye.
We're adjourned.